Greetings, friend, and welcome to the Park Hopper Daily Interviews. This is show number 8 for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. And on today's episode, we are strapping on the feed bags and galloping around World Showcase to talk about the greatest quick service bites that Epcot has to offer. Delicious deals, where to escape the heat, the best menus, and more. Join your hosts, Kathryn and Anita Boyer, as they attempt to discuss, between fits of drooling over delicious descriptions, their favorite fast foods and quick service kiosks in Epcot at Walt Disney World.
Hey, it's Kathryn with Park Hopper Daily, and I am here with Anita Boyer.
Hello!
This week, we are actually going to talk about quick service dining, which, I mean, generally speaking, it's a nice way to keep things easy in terms of planning. You're not stuck with reservations that you have to keep. During COVID, a lot of quick service locations also offer outdoor seating, which is also, for us really helpful.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's a more affordable way to dine around Walt Disney World. So we're going to start by talking about our favorite foodie park, and that is Epcot.
Epcot! Oh yeah. I feel like all the buzz is about Epcot these days, like Rise of the Resistance, old news, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, whatever. Epcot is what is up. We're talking about Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opening up October 1st. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy coming someday. We're talking about all of the festivals you have to try with some difficulty to get into Epcot when there's not a festival going on anymore, and I am here for it.
I'm here to predict that if not this year, by next year, there is never more than 2 or 3 days at a time where there's not a festival happening at Epcot.
Yeah.
I think, we're going to finish Flower and Garden, which is going on right now, in the beginning of July. I will not be surprised if we hear about Food and Wine beginning in mid-July.
Which would be so amazing. And I'm so grateful that Flower and Garden is going on so long, because we're not going to make it back to Disney until mid-June. And I'm like, this is great though, because we're still going to make it to this festival, which will be our 4th in a row. Actually, technically 5th in a row, maybe 6th in a row of Epcot festivals that we will have not missed, because we were there in December for Festival of the Holidays 2019. We were there for Festival of the Arts in 2020 in February. Then they shut down. There was no Flower and Garden Festival 2020, right? There
wasn't. You could get the merch from Flower and Garden during Food and Wine.
Okay. And then we made it to Food and Wine in 2020. We hit Food and Wine, Festival of the Holidays, whatever that one is. And then the first day of Festival of the Arts. So this will be our say. We're just never going to miss another Epcot festival.
I want that.
No, that's what we're doing. It's fun.
It's all fun.
He's just going to say yes, dear.
So in addition to the festival booths, we do have, of course, your standard quick service locations, and Epcot, because of World Showcase, has a tremendous number of quick service locations. So I guess, just to get started, do you have a top number one can't miss quick service location in Epcot?
Yes. And it's so funny, because I actually was asked this question on the newscast a couple weeks ago, and I said something completely different because my brain is still pandemic mush. But my true, honest favorite, and I just didn't even think of it as quick service because it's such an experience, but it's La Halle Boulangerie Patisserie in France, in the France Pavilion, and I love it. It has meant so much to me since I did the Disney College program, and my mom came to visit me, and we would just go. We would get little espresso, we would get little champagne, we would get macaroons and little pastries to share. We loved the cheese plate. We would always get the cheese plate and one of the mini baguettes, and we would just share that. And now going with Joe, that's one of our favorite places to just chill. We just go, we get coffee, we get a snack, We just sit and we relax. And I am really hoping that even once Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opens, that it's still gonna have that kind of hidden nook kind of vibe, because the crowd is really, they built a whole overflow section. And another, I'm excited to try the creperie that's going to open, so that's going to almost be its own new land, like pavilion, I feel like. So yeah, I think France just does it for me. And Joe and I got to go to France in 20, Joe, when did we go? 2018?
Yeah, I think it was
December 2018, we spent a week in France and did Disneyland Paris and stayed in an Airbnb in Montmartre, right on the square. Like from our window, we could just look out at the square and see all the artists set up with their stuff to sell. It was like, I think back on that trip and I'm like, did that really happen, or did I see it in like in a rom-com? It's like such a rom-com like experience. But it was great. And just being in the France Pavilion in Epcot brings all those warm fuzzy memories back. So that's my favorite.
It's definitely, the France Pavilion is hands down my favorite pavilion, and Les Halles is like my favorite place to like go. So unlike the rest of World Showcase, which traditionally doesn't open until 11 o'clock, the France Pavilion does open early for breakfast, or at least it has.
Yeah.
And so that was my favorite place to like sneak into World Showcase, get a baguette, get some coffee, and like you said, just relax. And it's kind of hidden in the back of the France Pavilion, which is really nice. Like if you don't know that it's back there, you're not going to just find it, unless you're exiting Impressions de France, they show there.
It used to be where the ice cream parlor is. That used to be the patisserie. That's where it was when I did my Disney college program, that you would go up one side, then you'd go through, and then you'd pay. But it ended up being so backed up and like they couldn't handle the crowd, so that's why they moved it back and just gave it like, so the two lines kind of doubled the space so they could get more people through and give some indoor seating and stuff like that. But the first time that I went, it was the teeny tiny one, which is now the ice cream parlor that I've never even tried. Like,
You have to. It's wonderful. We make sure to hit that every trip as well. And they have the macaroon sandwiches there. They have boozy like ice cream martinis. I've never tried those, but they're very Instagrammable. And the gelato is just amazing. So I would highly recommend that.
Oh, that's great.
I think my other favorite pavilion in general, and it, is also a favorite place for quick service, is the Japan Pavilion. I love the Japan Pavilion. And part of that is Katsura Grill, which is kind of hidden in the back of the Japan Pavilion. It has beautiful outdoor seating. And, it's not high-end Japanese food. It's definitely like all of this. It's, kind of fast food, Japanese food, but it's really good and a really great place to just kind of escape the crowds and grab a coffee.
And I always feel like even if it's crazy hot, that area, I know it's not air conditioned, but it feels like it's like 10 degrees cooler up there, and you got the koi pond and like all the little bridges and stuff. It's just so like
And, a lot of times in Epcot, especially during these festivals, you kind of need that, right? You need like just a place to escape, what can be kind of madness around World Showcase. I love Katsura Grill for sure.
That's awesome.
Another one that I would definitely put on the top 5 list would be the Cantina in the Mexico Pavilion.
Yep. That's the one that I talked about on the newscast.
Okay.
Like, I just love, the food is so good. It's not like faux Mexican food that a lot of times, places try to serve, and you're like, no, this is not, it's like, it's legit, it's good. And I have not been since we didn't make it there one time when we were there for 2 months. But so I haven't been since COVID, but I remember, especially pre-COVID, they just had like all the different kinds of salsa that you could add on. Like it felt like you really got a lot for your money, which is, we were talking even before we hit record on this podcast, how much the quick service is just such a good deal. And Joe and I, like, we just share. We never go to a place and each order our own thing. We don't drink around the world. We eat around the world.
Yeah, I mean, the portions are, I mean, in general at Disney, the portions are huge. And so totally shareable quick service option at the cantina. And I also love that the seating is outdoors during COVID.
On the water. It's so great.
And I think during COVID, it has, as a result, become one of the more popular quick service locations. So if you are planning to go to the cantina, just be prepared that you may need to wait in line to place your order if you're not doing it on mobile order, which you should be doing. But even then, you might have to like kind of jockey for seating.
I'm not sure if the cantina has mobile ordering, because they had kind of like a different setup than all of the other places that we went. They had like a line, and then you had to go up to the kiosk. I don't know if they're maybe operated by a third party. Some of the stands, some of the venues around World Showcase are third party. I don't know that for sure though, but I know that they were the only place that just had a line and you had to go up and order at the thing. I never saw anyone like in a mobile order situation for that one.
Very likely.
Maybe we'll send Jamie over there because he's at Epcot every single day. Shout outs to Jim Disney.
So jealous of you, Jamie.
I know. I'm like, I go a lot, but he lives there, and lucky.
Also fully vaccinated this week, Mr.
Yeah.
Jim Disney. We're so happy for you.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. For any cast member who is fully vaccinated, like, yay! You guys deserve it so much. I'm so glad that was available.
Absolutely. So one I haven't tried yet, and I'm curious if you have, is the Regal Eagle Smokehouse in the American Adventure Pavilion. I'm dying to try this place.
We did. We tried it. One thing that I noted was that the tables were not as far apart as I would have liked them to be for COVID times. And I kind of felt like even to get to a table, I was passing a lot of people without masks. So I just remember the entire experience being a little like, okay, eat really fast. I want to not be here anymore. Even though it was out, there are some, there's space to eat inside. But even outside, it was just a little too congested and I was a little too paranoid. But the food was good. And, they had, prior to COVID, like at the cantina, like a lot of different options as far as sauce is concerned. And it was like, the little push, you just fill up your little things. So that's not available now, but you can ask when you're picking up your food, and that's definitely mobile order. We mobile ordered that. You can say, like, you can ask for one of each. It's not going to cost you more. And they have the cutest little stickers on, like, they're the little plastic, like, you got like a little plastic to go sauce, whatever, with the lid, and it has like a cute little sticker that they designed. It's like the Carolina Tangy. I don't know if that's a name. I can't remember the names of the sauces, but they were very good. We got, I believe it was the brisket and then like a pulled pork and onion rings, because we love onion rings. Still, the best onion rings on property are at the 50s Primetime diner. Those onion rings with the horseradish.
I've actually never eaten there, but we'll have to get to that in our Hollywood Studios table service conversation.
Yes.
I am.
Oh, yes, we will.
Find out. Okay, we will.
When you're fully vaccinated. Awesome. I have one more shout out.
Okay.
I want to make sure I say it right. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I just had the name of it. It's the Joy of Tea. Yes, the Joy of Tea, the little kiosk as you're kind of going from China into the outpost area. I love their hot tea. Like they just have this jasmine green tea that, oh, I get it every day, even if it's like really hot, like Florida.
I can't imagine drinking hot tea in Disney.
I love it. I actually bought a box of jasmine green tea. So like whenever I take a bath or whenever I'm like in relaxing mode, I drink that and I just close my eyes and I'm like, I'm right there. I'm on the bridge. I hear the music transitioning. It's like such a sensory kind of thing. It's like that is, I think they also have spring rolls, and they have, if you're looking for a more unique alcoholic option, I think they have the Lucky Duck.
It's like the tipsy
duck.
Yeah, the tipsy duck. I've heard about the tipsy duck.
Yeah.
I hear the tipsy duck is something to be careful with.
Yes, it got its name for a reason. Like that's not something that you should mess around with on your drink around the world. Don't do it.
I do also want to give a quick shout out to Sunshine Seasons. It's not a quick service that right now I would be comfortable going to because I'm not generally eating indoors. And because it's located in the Land Pavilion with Soarin' and the Land, there's just always a lot of people in there. There's just no way around that. But it was a place prior to COVID that my daughter and I would go and get like a whoopie pie or, you know, just like a little snack. And, you know, when it's a hot day at Epcot, getting a little bit of air conditioning can be really nice. And the food at Sunshine Seasons is generally really good. And some of it is even created using some of the food grown in the land.
That's
which
so
is just
cool.
really fun, you know.
Yeah.
You can kind of enjoy something that, you know, is a part of an attraction that's right nearby. So,
you know, confession, I've never eaten at Sunshine Seasons. I think Joe and I tried to go once pre-COVID and it was closing. I think we might have gotten like a brownie or a cupcake or something, but I've always wanted to try like the food. But like you said, we went in a couple of times and it was just too many people and the inside ickiness. But once we go back in June, we're vaccinated. I'm gonna eat inside everywhere. Maybe I should read how the vaccine works exactly. Make sure I don't do this wrong.
I will say, you know, the thing about Sunshine Seasons too is it has a really diverse menu. So whether you're a vegetarian, you know, or whatever your dietary restrictions are, you're probably going to find something you like there, which is kind of nice. That's not something you can count on at a number of quick service locations. So.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. All right, cool. I love tasting my way around Epcot virtually with you.
We'll get back one day soon.
Yes.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in and joining us for another podcast. If you are watching us on YouTube and you have not subscribed yet, please do. Leave us a comment. Like, what's your favorite quick service at Epcot? What's your favorite thing to get? We want to know. So please tell us. This is Kathryn and my good friend Anita, and we will see you real soon.
Bye.
Kind of. Okay.